Hey, we're here. We're going to get that motor out of this car and put this motor here in that car. That's a lean mean 318 or a broke 318, and this is a 5.9 Magnum, 360 Magnum, whatever you want to call it. And we're doing some quick, simple, sloppy, clean it up, throw it in there work. And we're going to have a running car hopefully this weekend, so it gives us about 2 evenings and 1 weekend to try to get that motor in there. We're going to see if we can make it happen, make it more better. This little 318 was running really good till it jumped time, and all these push rods, I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're all kind of bent, and some of them really bad. Like this one's about to fall out. And it won't start. It's kaput. Could probably put a timing chain on this thing and probably push rods and get it back up and running most likely, but I don't know if there's any bent valves or anything. I have no idea. I haven't got into it that far. But we want more power than this 72 small gear. Well, it didn't have low compression 318 with 175 horsepower or something. And we're going to put this in here with the camshaft and everything we've done to this. I'm expecting somewhere like 350 to 400 horsepower. I don't know. I haven't put it on the dyno. That's just educated guessing, which is the best kind of guessing. So just going off of what I've seen other people do and what I've seen other people do on the dyno actually. So hopefully it runs good. These are EQ Chinese heads with the LA bolt pattern, so we can use an LA intake manifold. We're going to use a single plane intake manifold. Try that out. Melodon mid-sump pan, so it'll fit in that car. And then this harmonic balancer, because this is a 2003 360, and it had the one-piece serpentine belt harmonic balancer. We're not going to use that, and I've about got this thing ready to go in. I put all new seals in it, new camshaft bearings. Didn't touch the main bearings or the rod bearings. These are new heads, but the motor looked pretty good. We didn't have any problems with the cylinders. There wasn't no scraping. You could still see the cross hatching, and there was no lip at the top of the cylinder or anything, so I think we'll be good. I think it's going to be a good running motor. It was running when we took it out of the truck, so, but we'll see what it does. Let's get started. There's half the war one. We got the old one out. Now it's time to start putting this together. We're gonna get the transmission off of here. I'm gonna go ahead and freshen up, put new seals all on the transmission while we got it out, clean stuff up. And then we're gonna be putting this in it. So that's day one. And I think it's time to call it quits for tonight. We're gonna jump back on this tomorrow evening and see what else we can get done. But we are making some progress, and I wish I had time to clean up and paint and do all kinds of stuff, but we're trying to do this in a hurry, and we'll do it a little bit, but probably not as much as I'd like to do. We're running out of money too, so it is what it is. So here we are, day two. I'm gonna strip this apart, take that transmission off, put new seals and stuff in this transmission, and get that motor finished up, put together, get it bolted to that transmission. That's the plan for today. Well, let's see what we can make happen. So I'm gonna paint this motor. I'm gonna give it a good old squirt it down with brake clean and slap paint on it and make it look good for about 5 seconds method. And that's probably as good as it's gonna get. That's the proper way to paint an engine, just like they did it from the factory. We matched it to that. I looked at where all the runs were at and made sure all the runs were in the same places as the factory, and all the overspray is just right. They might not have done it that way at the factory. They might have just poured it on. I don't know. It'll be there till it comes off. Well, it's the third and final day of putting that motor in that car. So we're taking all the motor mounts and all the stuff off of this motor, putting it on that motor. That's a 5.9 Magnum 318 LA. So we got to adjust the flywheel. We'll have to drill this bolt hole over a little bit and this flex plate to get the torque converter to bolt up right. Got to space out the motor mounts on this side. So we just did that with some washers. We're gonna put the motor mounts on it, get this stuff all bolted together. I put new seals all in the 904 transmission, and so hopefully it will be good for a while. It was working fine. So I want to put a shift kit in it, but probably not going to do that today. That'll be another video for another time, possibly. But yeah, let's get started on this.
Seemed like a pretty decent bit.
That'll work, won't it? Get some spray paint on that one bolt is different. So it'll line up. If you have to line it up, it'll be easy to remember which one's where. Right?
That's dumb.
Here.
Easily the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Is it? Just strap it on that side. Shift the gear and everything. Put it down here where you can see it in the car. Here, that's good. I'll wipe it all off.
I'm working on it.
I'm at the end of day 4 of fighting this thing. Let's see if I can get some of that grease off the camera lens. We're at day 4 of fighting this thing. Finally got the motor in there. Got the headers on. Driver's side is absolutely a nightmare, but we got it in there. So I'm about done for the day. We've spent all day working on this thing. It's been 103 outside, so we're going to try our best to get back on this thing and get it running next week. But we didn't meet our deadline this time. We ran out of time, ran out of energy, and I'm going to have to get back. It's just all the small stuff now, hooking up all the front dress and water and gasoline and the exhaust. So just 100,000 things to do, but we'll get it done and we'll get back to it, let you know how it goes.